Well, 250 on a Wednesday, 96 degrees. I'll show you what it looks like outside. I'm sure you don't want to see me. Partly cloudy skies, no rain yet today. So last night was the VP debate, and it's not a make or break for any campaign. Obviously, it's always the top of the ticket, right? Whoever's running for president. Well, if anyone objectively listened to that debate, that guy Waltz was a catastrophe for the Democrats. He had no clue. He didn't have a clue. Some of the questions that they asked him, he had no response. He tripped over himself trying to respond. On the other hand, that guy Vance, a big contrast, right? Waltz is 60 and looks like he's 80. And Vance, male. Got a good look about him, well prepared. It's just a big difference. I mean, Waltz just has some weird issues. When he talks and he gets hot or angry, his eyes bulge. Not a good look, man. I just can't imagine Harris and that guy in the White House. I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine. If those two people get in, yeah, I would have to say, man, this country is falling down the freaking tubes. Again, they continue, and I'm just talking about Waltz for a minute. They continue to talk like the Democrats and Harris are not in charge. They are in charge. But who are they running against? The American dream. Blah, 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 blah. No, but you're in charge. You've been in charge. The only 4 years you weren't in charge is when Trump was in office. Other than that, you've been in office. So, I listened to the debate, and I've been involved in politics. I've run for office in the past. And as far as, I don't know how it'll play out, but as far as debating goes, Vance he was head and shoulders over Waltz. Now, CBS. Yo, what's up? Again, CBS trying to do the same thing. Give Waltz the last say and everything. Luckily, he was stumbling over himself. It didn't matter. CBS was trying to fact check Vance, and Vance put them in their place. I wouldn't debate any of them. I wouldn't go on any of these. If you want to have a debate, I'll tell you right now, if you want to have a debate, do what they do at a press conference. Like when the White House has a press conference, you put 20 or 30 reporters in the room, you put both candidates up there, and let those people fire off questions, right? Those are the people that are going to give you different points of view from their questions. They're going to give you hard questions. You really can't plan for anything in particular because you don't know what's coming. I think that's what they should do. Because it's come to the point now, if you debate on CBS, NBC, Fox, or any of them, CNN, you know what you're going to get, right? You're going to get a pro-Democrat or pro-Republican slant. That's just the way it is. They cut off your mic. They can call you whatever you want, and they cut your mic off, right? think they should do them. Because then if you're responding like Vance was after he got kind of trying to be fact checked and he called them out, they just shut his mic off. I would have said, all right, listen, you can shut my mic off, but I'm out of here. I would have walked. The other thing is, again, I don't think a vice president debate is a make or break for anyone. But it just shows you, I think that guy Waltz is crazy, man. I think he's absolutely crazy. That's a weird dude. That's one weird dude. He looks weird. He's, I don't know what you guys think, or even if you watched it. Most of the time, I don't watch any of that stuff. I do my own research. But pretty wild. So yes, we are on the Sawgrass heading northbound in Broward County, West Broward County. On my left-hand side, you see that car garage. That's Rick Case, Volkswagen. That's the city of Weston. When I was a kid, it did not exist. There was an area over there called Bonaventure, and then Weston sprung up. And now Weston is probably 90% Hispanic. I would say it's 100,000 or maybe more people. Little city, and I would say it's predominantly Hispanic. I could be wrong, but rarely go there just because I don't really have any reason to go there. We go to a Japanese hibachi restaurant there, but that's once every couple months. And most of the people that you'll see there dining is Latino descent. Not that I have anything against it. I'm Cuban myself. I'm partly Cuban, and so it doesn't really bother me. I speak the language, but I the game. But yeah, so last night was kind of even a lot of the punditry was saying it wasn't Waltz's best showing, but I don't think people pay attention to that. So here we come. Where are we gonna go? Alligator Alley to Naples, Coral Springs, Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the news, but the west coast of Florida got hit pretty hard from the hurricane. So imagine the hurricane was over 300 miles offshore. Naples, Tampa, Siesta Key. In some cases, 300 miles away. And they got freaking hammered, man. They got hammered. They got hammered from the storm surge. This is the power of the storm surge. And I knew it. I don't know if you guys tuned into one of my live broadcasts where I was talking about it. I lived in Florida my whole life. I saw the way it was going. And they were going to get hammered. They were on the east side of the storm. Florida's west coast was on the east side of the storm. So in a hurricane, the most powerful area of the storm is the northeast section. Because of the way the storm rotates counterclockwise, it wraps around the eye and explodes out to the right side of the storm. And those bands blow up from the center and extend out. And those bands were extending out towards Florida. And they were pushing the water. And I knew that was going to happen. We all knew that was going to happen. And then the north side of the storm, because when you have a cyclone, you have the Pacific, they call it a cyclone, or the Atlantic basin is called a hurricane. If the winds are 120, if the winds are 100, and the storm is moving at 15 or 16 miles an hour, you got to add that to the wind speed, right? So everyone knew Florida was going to get battered. No one knew what was going to happen in the Carolinas. That was terrible. Because usually those storms get picked up by like a cold front or some type of front, and they quickly exit, right? They come ashore, that storm, that front comes along and rips them out back over the Atlantic and out to sea, and they dissipate. But this storm hit Florida, went up into Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and just dumped rain. And those areas cannot stand. They just can't. They can't have that much rain. Because like they're saying now, there's nowhere for the water to go. The water collects up in the mountains. It runs down to the lowest point, and then it pools. And these towns are built at the bottom of the mountains. And there's nowhere for the water to go. You see in Florida, right? In Florida, we can get storm surge, but by like the next day, the storm surge the water is practically gone. The water, there's ways for it to drain. We have canals. We have the intercoastal waterway. Everyone's the sand and the sand stays on shore, but the water is taken back out to sea. So I got off subject, but it's terrible right now. I feel bad for those people. They've probably never experienced anything like that before. Here in Florida, we're always under the influence of hurricanes. I've lived here my whole life. I've experienced hurricanes. I've been out without power for a week because of hurricanes. I have had to wait in food lines. I've had to wait in gas lines. I've been through it all. We know to go buy water at this time of year. They have an emergency food supply. I have an emergency food supply. I have it in bins. I have enough food for my family to have for each. There's 3 of us in my family. I've invested over $1,000 in food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for 3 people for I forget how many months, a month or 2 months. Water is the most important thing. You can go without food, right? You see people go on a hunger strike and they go 30 days, 60 days, but you can't go without water. Without water, you're toast. So that's the most important thing. Anyway, back to the debate. The debate was terrible for Waltz and the Democrats. If you're the Republicans, you're happy with the debate. Is it going to make much of a difference now? I'm curious that they're still trying to get Trump and Harris to debate again, but I don't see any reason for it, right? What are you going to do? If you're Trump, if you're Trump, it's really close, right? The election's pretty close. He's in better shape now than he was in 2016. In 2016, they thought it was going to be a Hillary Clinton walkover, right? So Trump's not going to debate her again and walk into another situation where you know what the moderators are going to do, right? If you knew what the moderators were going to do, but we're now in a situation where these news people play gotcha. There's no fair and balanced debates anymore. I never thought growing up that I would be in a place where the actual networks have taken sides, you know. And that's because if you look at what they've done over the years, they've hired former, um, they've hired former politicians. They've hired. Listen, if you're an ex-Republican or an ex-Democrat, someone who's been in the House of Representatives or a senator, you're a hardcore, man. You're a hardcore politics. You know, you toe the party line. So you're never going to get anything objective from anyone who's a former politician. Let me tell you about that, because I was a politician at one time. If you want the Democrat or Republican support, if you identify, you got to come up through the system. The system is you start volunteering while you're in high school, so you can be cultivated and groomed as a card-carrying member of those parties. You got to pay your dues. You used to work phone banks. You used to walk the neighborhoods handing out flyers. You work on other people's campaigns. You pay your dues. And then, if you're lucky, and you check all the boxes, these political parties, they choose you to run. And they give you the support. They give you support financially, and they give you support, they give you bodies. They give you phone workers, they give you door knockers. They give you the report. It's like having a sponsorship. As soon as you are identified as the Democrat candidate, you automatically get X amount of dollars. Why? Because the people that support the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, they come and give you money. They write you a check. They send it in the mail. So-and-so organization sends you $500. This one sends you $250. This one sends you $50. They have it. They have it on speed dial. John Doe's our new candidate. Come to the meet and greet at Vinny Boombat's Pizza or Joe Schmo's Cheesesteak. Meet and greet. Bring your checkbook. Bring your check. And then they never hand you the check. They give it to whoever your campaign treasurer is walking next to you. And they hand the check to that person. They never hand you the check. Because you don't want to be accused of taking any types of bribes. So the money gets given to the treasurer. Seen it. Been there, done that. Oh, look at that. My groceries are here. My Walmart groceries are being dropped off. I like it. I'm home just in the nick of time. What is this? Yeah, man. I feel sorry for these people, man. Alright, I gotta go say hello to my Walmart grocery delivery guy. Thank you. Talk to y'all later.